So one of my favorite days of the week at Fresh Harvest is Monday, because that's when all the farms show up. Belinda from Red Earth is always one of my favorite people who comes in the door. She's just a wealth of knowledge. Her and Dave both are. And she jokes that she talks a lot.
I just appreciate that they're honest and they're transparent, and they really are passionate about other people knowing what they know about how they do it.
I am Dave Bentoski.
I'm Belinda Bentoski.
We are in Zebulon, Georgia at Red Earth Organic Farms.
Well, we met at a farmer's market in the square. We did.
I moved here from Michigan for aircraft maintenance job. Just really didn't want to do that anymore. After a while, I just got tired of corporate America. I moved to Jackson, Georgia. There was a little land, so I started gardening. It kind of rekindled something in me that I had forgotten that I really enjoyed. The next year, I doubled the size of it and actually put up an honor system roadside stand. I decided after a couple years of that I was crazy enough to be able to make a living at it, and started looking for land, found this. Other than the house, everything you see out here was built by me and my father. The barn, all of the fencing infrastructure, that's an acre of blueberries, and that was all trees. We have 15 high tunnels, 2 heated greenhouses. Our tunnels are all roughly 2,000 square feet each, 7 acres in field cultivation, and we have 5 acres in field cultivation at my Aunt Pat's location, which is just on the other side of the county.
So we realized really early on that we had similar values about what we saw as the actual actions that could change the food supply for Atlanta and surrounding communities that we deliver to.
And one thing we were just talking about with Dave is how to see this local food movement progress. It has to be something that's shared across different sectors.
And Red Earth was bought in to that same vision in a way that they were looking to do what they do best more often.
We're not a logistics company. I'm an amazing grower. I'm going to toot my own horn. I'm really freaking good at what I do. But the logistics part, we're not geared for that. We're geared for this. I'm focusing on growing more food, and that's what I should be doing, and that's what this relationship has really enabled us to do.
We want to support local businesses that are on the same path as we are.
We do business with people like Fresh Harvest, who we feel have the same ethics as us, and that is people and humanity first.
We are going to have the most employees we've ever had in the history of the company, and a lot of that has to do with Fresh Harvest. I mean, as our business grows, we're able to offer employment opportunities. This summer, we're going to have close to 14 employees, which is pretty significant for us. Yeah, that's coming from 4.
So one of the great benefits that we can offer for people that are farmers that are bought in that way are that we can help them project their budgets, not just for, hey, what are you going to have available next week and how much are we willing to pay for it, but hey, let's plan together for next season and next year, and let's get ahead of this thing and try to really put in the vision and planning time so that we can provide some stability for each other.
They care about what they're doing. They really care about the food, how it's grown, and they care about the people that work here. And it's hard for a customer to see that in a pint of strawberries. There were real people that picked that strawberry, and those folks care about it too.
And I think a lot of people are waking up that, nobody cares for you like you do. Food is medicine. Anything you put in your body really is medicine. Whether it's a good medicine or a bad medicine, we feel that we grow extremely nutritious fruits and vegetables. And I came into the personal side of it after me and her met, and I was a total human garbage disposal. Bottom line, we changed our food and we changed our lives.
If we're going to farm organic food and be the kind of ethical business that we have always envisioned, then we have to be an example of that.
It can be done. It's not that hard. You just have to make a choice that it's important for your health to eat better and cleaner. And learn by default that the part that we didn't cover still survives.
So since leaving Red Earth, we have made the long drive to Winterville, just outside of Athens. We're now at Woodland Gardens. And since being here, we've kind of done the usual weekly task that is normally done from Fresh Harvest office, which is calling all the farmers, communicating with them about what we need for next week.
Being here is kind of cool for me, actually. Close to Athens, Fresh Harvest is, it all sort of started in Athens, for me at least. So it's neat to be back here at a farm that really represents Athens well and all the state of Georgia.
So we have known of Woodland for a long time. When we first started out working with local farmers, they were one of the people that were kind of on our top priority list to partner up with. They definitely fly a really good flag in the local food movement here in Georgia. They make the Fresh Harvest brand and baskets and the whole idea better.
My name is Lauren Cox, and I'm the manager of Woodland Garden.
And my name is Luca, and I'm an assistant manager at Woodland Garden. We're in Athens, Georgia.
Athens, Georgia. We pride ourselves in the diversity of the farm. So Woodland Gardens grows like over 60 different varieties of fruits and vegetables. We have around 3 acres of perennial fruit production and pathways, but then 9 acres of that is also annual. We specialize in growing things that a lot of people can't grow. So we grow lettuce in the summer. We grow carrots year-round. We grow throughout the winter. Quality is always really important to us, and that's something that this farm is kind of like known for.
Yeah.
One of the things that customers see the most is post-harvest handling, and that's where the quality control comes in. And this farm has enough people. We have systems in place so that when it finally gets to the customer, it's
a good-looking vegetable.
a good-looking product. It's
Inspiring.
super fresh.
For cooking.
It'll last a long time.
I kind of love the interaction that we have with them because everybody just knows they put out really good stuff.
If we can provide a high quality product and have Fresh Harvest provide the convenience of bringing that to a consumer, everything like that, any step towards giving people a taste education, opening them up to new vegetables, new things, is good for the local food movement.
They are our saviors because
What? Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
you have so much produce that's out there, and then you don't have enough. Like, you don't know where to move it to.
If you don't have avenues of distribution to move it, you might as well just throw it away.
But I mean, Fresh Harvest is like a good way for us, at least for our system in this farm, to move larger quantities. Farmers can make a living out of it,
My hope is that we'll begin to really attribute some type of value to the food that we eat.
Well, I always think about, it should light up something in their mind when they eat one of our carrots. Or, I don't know, like, they should feel good about
They should
life.
taste the simplicity and like the goodness of the product on its own.
Almost the dirt. The dirt is almost good, it's like,
Okay.
not dirty, dirt.
It tastes like dirt.
Soil thing.
Round of applause, everybody.
Not wash your potatoes.
Perfect for cooking right now, and then we'll just stoke it back up in a little bit.
I was fairly convicted today by what Dave said. about how we could all use a little less TV time, a little more time cooking with the fam. So just trying to think about how to, spend less time in front of the TV at the end of the day and more time prepping dinner and cooking dinner with my family. When I'm working, when I'm doing my day-to-day tasks, I'm not just serving the people that I work with at Fresh Harvest. I'm not just serving our customers, but I'm also serving our farmers and the people that work for them. And to see that Dave and Belinda have 14, 15 people working for them now, and that as Fresh Harvest grows, they grow, and they hire more people. It was pretty exciting to think about that. I've also appreciated walking alongside Corbin as he has started this farm, started a business. And so the highs and lows of it and just his perspective on it all.
My name's Corbin. I grow lettuce on a parking lot near downtown Atlanta. My academic background is in aerospace engineering, and I kind of always thought that's what I would do, but a few years ago I was driving around and looking at all the vacant lots around the city, and it just kind of made sense that something should be done with them, because there are so many neighborhoods around town that have been kind of oppressed and suffered from disinvestment and just kind of forgotten over time. Areas with high unemployment and a need for jobs and a need for access to food, fresh food especially. I jumped into a neighborhood like South Atlanta where there are several people taking action. We put up some greenhouses, we filled it with thousands of heads of lettuce, and now every week we're harvesting thousands of heads of lettuce from our parking lot, and we're employing people who live in our neighborhood near downtown Atlanta. One of the things that has helped us and a lot of other growers like us actually build up our businesses into something that reassures us that we can keep growing more and more things for a long time is a few companies, Fresh Harvest and a couple of others, who have kind of really gone out on a limb and said, we're going to invest 10 or 20 times extra time and effort into helping you out and buying your stuff. Because people like Fresh Harvest have supported us for so long, we are now able to start building on another vacant lot around town, expanding our capacity, growing more things and different things, because long term there's a lot of potential for growing the food that we eat in Atlanta actually in the city or in the metro area. And also there's an important sense of community that's cultivated when you know that the stuff you're eating, the stuff that you're purchasing, was produced by people who live in your neighborhoods or in your city. We want to train and employ people as growers. If we're going to grow food in Atlanta that is consumed in Atlanta, we have to realize that we have a pretty large shortage of people who know the art of growing. There's so many vacant parking lots, vacant land around Atlanta where we can put more of these. And when it really becomes meaningful is when we're able to scale it up to the point where it's kind of a given that I'm buying this lettuce in Atlanta and I know that it's probably grown here because there's these people, these growers who just have a ton of greenhouses all over the place, and they're probably the ones growing this. And that's really what we want to do, because it's kind of cool to train a few people how to be growers, but unless we're doing that dozens of times or hundreds of times, then we really haven't reached our goal.
We work with really smart people. It would do everybody a lot of service if we get more educated on the fact that the people growing our food are more educated.
And once again, knowing Corbin personally, knowing that he backs it up. Like everything he just said, he lives out personally on a day-to-day basis. Has just been the theme of this weekend. Like all these folks, they're not just doing it because it's smart business or it's marketing, although it is those things. Mm-hmm. They're doing it because it's just the way they live their life. What really is the engine behind the whole thing is kind of obvious, but it's the consumer and where you buy your food from. There is no Fresh Harvest. There is no Red Earth Organic Farm. There is no Woodland Gardens without the end consumer and where you buy your food from. As consumers ourselves, just hope to remember that we get 3 votes a day, as Michael Pollan says, on where our food comes from and where our meals come from. And every time we make that call, we're supporting local organic growers or we're not. This is a communal effort. The consumer, the grower, the distributor, all of it has to work together to see this ethical food hub realized here in Atlanta.
So I think my least favorite thing in the world, and what I believe can be the most harmful for me and for all people, is to forget. So we've all gained a lot of knowledge about stuff that we've said we were convicted about throughout the years of our lives, and then we forget those things and we forget to act on those things a lot of times. I definitely do. And what this weekend has done for me, because I'm a consumer too, it just made me remember. You know, I talk to these guys all the time, but it's made me remember that the partnership is so simple and it's so connected. And so the only thing we can say to our customers is, man, I hope you see this and I hope you remember. You know, I hope you remember that this is going on behind the scenes of every basket that's created. Remember the good that you're doing too. Remember that this matters. Every time a basket shows up at your house, it's not just some happenstance thing that you've done and now it's kind of a part of your habits, but remember that this is doing good. We can do good with our regular everyday purchases and with our regular enactments of our values.